Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ananda Audy. I'm a student of English Department, Faculty of Letters, University of Pamulang. I'll be presenting the analysis report and response to Monster, a short story by Michael Sidney Jersey. Firstly, introduction. I'm writing this as a fulfillment of my midterm score on the subject of critical reading. I found this story on a website called American Short Fiction after a long search. The story is written by a writer named Michael Sidney and was published on the 8th of August 2017. It hooked me when I read the last paragraph because before I was reading it, I didn't have any expectations for this story, and in fact, I was impressed. That's when I think that the story is suitable for my task this time. Like the concept of reading itself, you will be more immersed into a story when you're interested in. And here is a summary of the story Monster. This is a story about an unemployed father of two, Cal, and the odd he found when he was doing his routine took his children to the playground. The last couple times he took his boys to the playground, there's always this suspicious-looking bearded guy who joins. Becomes a referee even, in all games they're playing. Moreover, this guy didn't seem to bring any children with him, making Cal felt more like that the guy doesn't have the right to be there. That guy could be some creep, pedophiles, or even someone who does child trafficking, he thought. He approached the man, named Eugene by the way, by himself when he'd meet them at the playground. No one would ever thought that the decision of him would have made him lost his children to that so-called lunatic. As a result of that event, Cal has been going to almost all playgrounds he could reach with the bike and the printed out online map. He was determined to find his children in the hope that they would come to him, showering him with longing hugs and kisses. He spends his time playing with other people's children in many playgrounds as a form of practice, so that when the time comes for him to meet his children again, he can show his skills in playing with children's games and they will be proud of him. Just a little while until that time comes, Cal hoped. Move on to the second part is response. Like what I said in the introduction section, initially I read this story as a fulfillment of my midterm score in the subject of critical reading. After quite a long search, I found this story on a website called American Short Fiction. Personally, I really like the ending. It has this twisted thing which made my jaw drop. Spoiler alert, I don't think Cal would become the monster himself. This story low-key seemed like a flashback of Cal's life before he became what he is now. It's like we're in a loop of events. Things I like the least were some of the plot holes I found. I'd say the part which how Cal's house was being sold, also the disappearance of his wife is worth asking. It left me wonder what would happen to Charlene. Are they actually had a divorce? And Cal sold the house in a result of that? Or maybe he has been experiencing some kinds of mental health issue which made him like this. No one knew the answer except for Sidney Jersey himself. And I totally recommend this story to my friends. I think this book is worthy enough to be as popular as the other stories in the same genre. Therefore, it won't be wrong for anyone to try and read this story. Let their jaw drop just like I did because of the ending. I'd rate this story a 5 because generally this wasn't that difficult to read, to understand. Back again with the plot holes I mentioned before, it's the how which kind of bugged me. Other than that, everything was fine. Finally, the last part, conclusion and evaluation. To conclude, the story offers a great experience to the readers. It hardly has any flaws actually. The author successfully led his readers to sit on a slow train, witnessing the main character meet his downfall and wrapping up the concept of monster as written on the title. However, if only it had nothing I considered as plot holes or something unexplainable, I wouldn't be having something stuck in my head after reading it. So thank you for watching this video of mine and bye-bye!